If Taiwan is in your bucket list, there's no need to overcomplicate it. Moving from city to city and finding the best spots is easier than you think, and I'm going to give you the complete blueprint on how to do it. Starting with Taipei, I have 2 recommendations on where to stay. If you're looking to socialize, if you are more extroverted and want to make plans with other fellow travelers, the Meander is a great option. The rooms are clean and they have a nice big lobby where you can socialize and make plans with other travelers. Option 2, if you are more introverted or you prefer a more quiet hostel, I recommend the Sun Daily Hostel. Also, one thing to mention, both of these options are in great locations and they both offer female-only dormitories. Now, for my top picks while you're in Taipei, starting with my favorite food spot, Lao Chan Dong Homemade Noodles. This is a great spot for traditional Taiwanese noodle soups and dumplings. I recommend trying the beef noodle soup with a side of dumplings. It is very delicious, very tasty. And this restaurant is also a Michelin star restaurant. Lao Chan Dong Homemade Noodles is located in the Exmending Walking District. I may have botched that, but this is also a great area for you to explore. It has a ton of variety of different shops and foods that you can try out. This is also where one of the top boba spots is, and honestly all of the world, I think. The boba at this shop is the best that I have ever tried. I am not the biggest fan of boba, but this boba, I can have it every day. It's delicious, it's creamy, it's also not too sugary, has a good balance of sugar and smoothness that I just genuinely like. And they also burn the top of it, so they pour some sugar on it and they burn it. Gives you a great delicious taste. There are also 2 other night markets that you should check out. One is the Shada Night Market. Amazing food, amazing vibe. This market is also very arts and craftsy, so if you want to pick up some souvenirs along the way, this is the market to do so. The other night market I recommend in Taipei is the Rahui Street Night Market. And at this night market, I actually stumbled upon one of my favorite desserts ever. In the entire world, this is one of my top favorite desserts. It is called Babu ice cream. And it is a peanut roll that has also cilantro. This is the biggest surprise about this. It is a wrap that, one, is delicious. This is by far my favorite dessert. One of my favorite desserts of all time. It feels fresh, it doesn't feel heavy like an ice cream. It feels more like, I don't even know how to put it. It's just really delicious, and the peanut brittle, and this thing that the thing that she's slicing here, it's almost like shaved peanut brittle, so it adds a little bit of sugary sweetness, and the cilantro comes in with the salt, and you would be surprised. It's really good. I love this. Anytime when I was traveling in Taiwan and I saw somebody scraping peanut brittle, I always like, I need 2, 4 please. I think I got to the point where I had like 4 of these in one sitting, and the person I kept ordering them from was like, "Are you okay?" Like, they're like, "More? Like for you?" And I'm like, "Yes, for me." I recommend trying this dessert. It's really good. One of my favorite things to do in Taipei is just order a bottomless order of these rolls. They're amazing. The next spot on my list is the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. Sorry if I botched that. This is a great place for a walk, a nice picnic, or just enjoying out a nice run. Running through here felt nice. And they also have a traditional showing of the changing of the guard, which is also nice to catch. I believe it's every hour, so keep that in mind for when you go. And it is really amazing. It is really nice, pretty historical, pretty colossal structures, and it is a beautiful garden. Okay, that wraps up Taipei. Again, these are just my top picks. You can always explore more and take your time in Taipei. It is a big city, but now we're gonna hop on the train and we're gonna head to Hualien. On the train ride from Hualien to Kenting, you will see a lot of beautiful blue, crystal clear ocean. And it is a super nice train ride. A quick note about Hualien, I did make a full dedicated video to the city, it has a lot to offer, especially if you're a nature lover. And I am going to make a quick, brief recap. I stayed at the Dumbo Hostel, great, clean, friendly staff. 2, I went ATV riding at the beach, which at this place and location, they also offer whale watching if you go on the proper season. And lastly, I went to and did the Taroko Gorge. Taroko Gorge is an amazing, amazing site. It's beautiful, full of wonderful nature, and is one of my top things to do here in Hualien. If you're interested in seeing these things more in detail and more footage on Hualien, go look at that full dedicated video. I will link it in the description. All right, now it's time to catch our next train to Kenting. Kenting was one of my favorites. It is beautiful. It is super nice. It is a great place to go. To get to Kenting, you will need a train ride and a bus ticket. Keep that in mind for when you get there. I didn't spend too much time in Kenting because it is a big national park. There's a lot of nature to explore here, but these are the three things I did. I went to Kenting Baishawan. This is a beautiful beach, super nice, crystal clear water. It's nice and blue. You really can't get any better than this, guys. It is super nice and relaxing. I recommend going to this beach. The second thing to do here is the night market. This is also one of my favorite night markets in Taiwan. It just has a nice vibe. It's an overall nice vibe. It's a nice walk. Great food options. There's also quite a bit of bars here that you're more than welcome to sit down and enjoy a couple of drinks, which is always fun. And lastly, the last thing to do is I recommend renting a scooter and riding around. This is a beautiful part of Taiwan, and you can explore some of this nature just by riding a scooter. Now for our fourth stop in Taiwan, we are going to be heading to the city of Tainan. Tainan is easily one of Taiwan's most underrated city. It's a vibrant city full of culture, full of great food, and full of great nightlife options. In Tainan, I stayed at the Hope Hotel. It was clean, the room was very big, and the bed was very comfortable. I recommend this hotel, and when you're in Tainan, you definitely have to go to the DaDong night market. This was actually my favorite market in Taiwan. I loved the food options that they had. I tried a lot of the food options that they had, and they were all really delicious. I also had one of my favorite desserts here. That earlier dessert that I pointed out, I had, I think, 4 or 5 of them here at this night market. Delicious. And lastly, if you're a person who enjoys some of the nightlife and just some casual drinks at the end of the night, like a Negroni, a nice whiskey, you can't go wrong with going to Chiang Street. This street, one, is nice. It has a nice vibe, and also it has an array of interesting bars that you can go to. I went to a bar where, taking a look here, this is actually the door to get into the bar. This whole side window is the door to get into the bar, and I thought it was super creative and interesting because when you walk up to it, you think it's just a regular wall. You actually have to push against this window, and it's a door. That's how you get into the bar. And when you're actually in the bar, you'll see people going back and forth questioning how they get in. It happens to everybody, and this is one of the nicest bars I've been to. They have great beer, great selection, and it's creative points for their doorway. I want one of these doors in my future home. Period. I want the whole side of the wall to come in and out of. And like I said, it has more interesting bars along this road that are themed in a particularly interesting way. This is the entryway to another bar where you could see there is actually, it's hard to find the door, but there is a door in here somewhere, and I'll leave it up to you to find out where it is. If you made it to that bar, comment down below if you know where the door is. And now we have wrapped up Tainan. We're gonna hop on the train to wrap up our 5th and final stop. And my 5th and final stop was Taichung. It's a nice city. This is, I think, my least favorite city of all of the ones that I did. However, it is still great. It still offers some good food and a good night market. When you arrive at Taichung City, you can stay at the Modern Inn. However, this is actually a hotel I don't really recommend. It was nice. The hotel staff was very friendly. However, my room, maybe I just had bad luck with the room, but my room was noisy. I found that the walls were very thin and my fan above my door was on 24/7 and it was really loud. By all means, this is a nice priced hotel. You do get your own room and bathroom, and it is clean, so I wouldn't knock it off the list entirely. However, I did experience some of the loud noises. If you are somebody who, you know, wants to spend a little bit more at a better hotel, maybe a better location, I got this one also because it was very close to the train station. My top pick for Taichung is the Taichung Park. Taichung Park is nice. It has a nice vibe. It's great for picnics, walking around, if you want to get in some exercise. They also have a track just outside the park, and it is really nice. I was doing some running while I was here and I actually fell pretty badly, like full on fell. So be careful if you are running. But this is a nice park for picnics, walking, exercising. My second pick is the Taichung Second Market. Honestly, very great. Walking distance from the Modern Inn if you do decide to stay there. It is a great market. It's also very big. And here are my final thoughts and tips. Taiwan has a lot to offer. In every city that you're in, research what are the top local night markets. This is the best way to find some of the best food you could probably even try. Taiwan is full of amazing night markets, some of the best in the world, I think. To wrap up this video, I'm providing a full breakdown of my recommendations, the cities I went to, and most importantly, the cost breakdown of each city. If you're interested in this PDF guide that you can save directly to your phone, go ahead and head over to my website, sign in with your Google account, and you'll be able to download this PDF directly to your phone. And lastly, if you have a favorite food from Taiwan or if you have a favorite spot, go ahead and comment them down below. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.